Hi guys, I'm here with another general reading. Same thing laid out, gonna read the script. Um, see any morals we can learn from the story we are provided. Maybe pull out some confirmation cards to make sure we get that so that we get that moral, so we don't leave the movie theater without nothing. So yes, welcome to Snowfell Cinemas. We only do premium movies here. I hope you're all doing very well today. And I hope you enjoy this reading. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right with you. Just need one more card. I'll take this one. Actually, I'll take these two. So today we have a very just give me 1 second. Get everything all organized for you, all pretty and nice, just like you. Okay, so this one is it seems as though it's going to be a very straightforward movie, not a lot of complications. And what I mean by that is, well, you'll find out. Excuse me. Our genre of the movie is going to be The Child of Pinnacles. So, oh my gosh, this is a kid's movie. Oh, it's an animation. Let's say it's an animation. Because a lot of, it's very interesting. And I guess as they should. But a lot of kid movies have a lot of deep moral morals, lots of lots of ethical discussions in kids animated movies. Yeah, animated movies. I guess live action, but I don't watch. I watch a lot of animation, so that's where I can talk from. Our main character here is going to be the Seven of Swords, which is seven is all about struggle, mental struggle. This is, well, the swords is mental. So this is a character who is always thinking on their feet. They're quick-witted, they're clever, they're always getting out of scraps, they're adaptable. This always reminds me of Aladdin. This is a very Aladdin character. This is someone who has street smarts. This is also, it's very Catwoman as well. Very Selena Kyle. This is someone who gets in and out of trouble just because they can. Um, Under them, they have the Adult of Wands. So this is someone who is also very charming, very communal, very active in the sense that like they very networky. This is a very networky individual. This is a person who knows a lot of people. And above our Seven of Swords character, we have the, what is this? The Eight of Cups. Eights are all about impulse. So this is someone who's very networking and always looking for more to network with. They're always looking for more people, interesting people. They're always seeking people out. Yeah. This is someone who, this is a drifter. This person goes from town to town. This is a hitchhiker. This is a loner, a very sociable loner, very charming loner. And on, I wanted to say for the Adult of Wands, this person and their networking system and how much they like to network. On either side, we have the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So this is someone who goes from place to place. Eights are all about impulse, and nine is all about status. This is someone, yeah, again, who is, they're a drifter. They can't sit still. This is very Sagittarius energy, but with this Nine of Swords, this is someone who believes they have to. Maybe they want to stop. I'm not sure yet. But this is someone who maybe had to start running and they've gotten really used to it. They like doing it. Before it was a necessity and now it is something that they just do. They made a profession. Or they feel like they have no choice but to drift from place to place, that it's more of a belief system, if you will. Above, or on either side of the Eight of Cups, which we have representing their need to move on, again, is very, with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups, this is very much, I have to go. This is a restless individual. And on either side of this restless individual is the Empress and the High Priestess. This is giving me that our main character is a very masculine energy. They are always chasing for the next form of femininity. These two cards together, hyper femininity, not just femininity in the physical, but femininity and the intuitive, the mental, the spiritual. This is a divine feminine. This is someone who is running from or running towards divine feminines. And with that, this is someone who looks for, this is someone who maybe targets divine feminines. So I'm not quite sure if I like our main character right now, but we'll find out more about him. On the side of the Empress and the Eight of Wands, so this is they're very drawn to beauty. They're very drawn to beautiful people. They can't help but look at people and look for beauty in them. How about that? And with that impulse is supported by the Ace of Cups above the King of Pentacles. This is someone who either hides their sentimentality or their emotional or more sensitive self in order to seem more accomplished. This is someone who has like a deep well of emotion but has a very stoic appearance. This is someone who believes that showing emotion shows weakness. This is why I believe that our Seven of Swords main character here is seeking out or preying on divine femininity. There is something in them, a small part of them that believes that the divine feminine is prey. That the divine feminine is something to capture but not emulate. This is someone who believes that being a divine feminine is weakness, and they like other people's weakness. On the side of the high priestess, over the Nine of Swords, suggesting that yes, they're deeply longing for completion, some idea of completion, and they use other people to complete them. They think that if they have a divine feminine, it defines their masculinity. It makes them feel important, valued, to collect these individuals or to have moments with them from time to time, especially since this is a person who moves on very quickly. On the side of the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords, indicating this need for completion, they have the Temperance in the Lovers. Temperance above the Lovers. This in this scenario, this is the universe trying to tell this character that completion doesn't come from a partnership, but comes from the qualities you develop from a partnership. This is someone who cannot transmute the energy of being in a relationship into something that stabilizes their personhood. This is someone who has lost the message in alchemy. This is someone who takes things for what they are and leaves them when they can no longer use them. This is someone who, although they are adaptable and clever, they have not applied that same skill to their spirituality. On the other side, with the Empress, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Adult or the Elder of Pentacles, we have, and all that suggesting this need to embrace their masculinity, need to have contrast in their masculinity. This is someone who needs other people to feel powerful. And with that, they have the Seven of Cups, which is all about conflict of the emotion, and the Strength card. So this is someone who is deeply conflicted inside. They know that this doesn't work, this isn't what they want. They know that it cannot be stable, but they maintain this energy anyway. This is someone who fights through their confusion without, again, transmuting that energy. This is someone who pushes things behind them. This is someone who always has a full back burner, if you know what I'm talking about. This is someone who is like, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. Or I don't want to think about that right now. This is someone who is afraid to think about their emotions or how they affect other people. This is someone who has a very hard time looking inward, and so they are exceptionally drawn to the outworld. They use outer beauty to distract from their inner ugliness. Which is a little sad, I think. Because when all's said and done, and you're laying on your deathbed all alone, there'll be no one there but the ugliness you were trying to hide. Oh. On the side of the High Priestess, the Nine of Swords, Temperance, and the Lovers, which is deeply indicating the soul's need, desperate need for true connection and alignment, to truly be themselves and feel like that they can continue to be themselves, that the world is safe for them to be who they are, and that other people are here to help them, not here to be used by them. We have the Eight of Pentacles, another eight, so 888 might be very might mean something to you. We even have 8 in the Strength card. So 8888 might be a big indicator. 8s are all about impulse in my tarot card readings, but in traditional numerology, 8s are all about balance, which I think is emphasized with the Temperance card in the Lovers. So we have the Eight of Pentacles over the Ace of Wands. So this is someone who throws themselves into their work in order to silence their soul. This is someone who networks as a job. This is someone who communicates as a job. This is someone who is active for a job. This is someone who moves their body often, and they focus on their body so that they do not have to focus on their soul. Just like they focus on other people's bodies so that they do not have to focus on their soul. Which is sad, because that's probably, well, you can make your own decision about that, but if you're going to pit them against each other, the body or soul, and I had to ask you which one was more beautiful, in a general sense, I have an answer for that, and maybe you might have a similar answer or a different one. Use your discernment. And I think that's rather accurate. I think this person is very, very, let me just throw myself into my work. I can't deal with all these emotions, so I'm going to do something else. Yes, this is someone who hasn't processed. Well, let's get some confirmation. We have here, we have the Adult of Pentacles. So this is someone who is well off, but not as well off as they think that they are, or they show that they are. This is someone who hasn't reached the level of the Elder of Pentacles like we saw earlier. And they're trapped in the Adult of Pentacles, where they think that money is a way to connect with other people, or value is a way to connect with other people, like material value. This is someone who flaunts, I suppose. This is someone who attempts to show off. Yes, this is someone who attempts to show off. This is someone who may be insecure about their finances or what they can provide. This is someone who, I don't know why I'm getting this feeling, but this is someone who doesn't think that other people would want what is really them. They might have some skeletons in the closet. We have the Eight of Swords. So again, another 8. 8 might be a very important number to anyone who is watching this video. Or maybe watch, I have a video entitled, the same title, but instead of, what would this one be? 16, 17? I have a number 8 video, so maybe you want to check out that video. maybe watch that little movie. But this is someone who holds themselves back, and they hold themselves back with a deep belief. Again, we have the Strength card again. So this, yes, this is very emphasizing that this person thinks that they know what being strong is. With the Seven of Wands, which is another struggle card, lots of eights. First of all, I have the Strength card again. Lots and lots of eights. I don't know, that it's also giving me the Affinity card, giving me Cycle. So this might be something that our main character has done very often and cannot break out of the cycle of. With the Seven of Wands, this is all has to do with struggle and energy struggles. This is someone who is fighting, someone who is fighting themselves, other people, but in a spiritual sense. Maybe not on the outside, but they are in deep conflict when it comes to their emotions. And well, they're in deep conflict when it comes to what they do. They might not like what they do, or other people might not like what they do. They might have to deal with lots of internal criticism or external criticism, and that just throws them in the need to act. We have now the Six of Cups, which means that this, again, this could be a long cycle. This is confirmation that this is a long cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Superficial interaction over and over and over again. Facades of grandeur over and over and over again. Deep spiritual confusion over and over and over again, stemming from childhood, like most traumas do. This is someone who cannot get over the past. This is someone who has not processed their childhood traumas. This is someone who hasn't sat with it, hasn't felt the grief, hasn't felt the motivation to overcome it. This is a person who has not delved deep into the optimism that they can get over anything that they have experienced. Instead, they think that is what they're supposed to experience, and they go through that infinity cycle over and over and over again. This is indeed very, very sad. This is indeed, and it's very sad because this person truly does believe that they do not deserve anything better than what it is they're experiencing right now. And it's very sad. Oh wow, I have all the eights up here, I think. The Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords. I just don't have the Eight of... Oh, I do have the Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, this is someone who... I want to say this, too. This is someone who is very comfortable going through the ups and downs of this cyclical behavior. This is someone who likes the joy of meeting someone new and enjoying their company and being miserable and sorrowful afterwards. This is someone who's addicted. This is someone who's addicted to people. To this person, people are their drug. This is someone who... Yes, this is a drifter who prowls the city streets looking for people who would succumb to their impulsive need to be around people that they know that they will not be around for long. This is someone who enjoys being a heartbreaker. And with that being said, I do think that you as a person have the free will and right to choose whatever lifestyle you want to. But I do draw the line in involving other people. But I guess there are some people who want to experience that cycle on the opposite end. I guess there are some people who like seeing, having drifters come by, enjoying their pleasure, and having them leave unannounced, without warning, and left alone for them to go look for another drifter to satisfy a deep spiritual need to feel connected. Unless it is that this person does not have a soul, they might have sold it at some point, and they do not have a spiritual need to feel connected. They just have a bodily need to be touched. This person is seeming a little bit. Well, we do have some cards that indicate that they do have a soul, but they are walking around like a zombie. Now, I do not know of a movie that would represent this situation. If you know one, please leave it in the comments. But we are looking for a character who goes from town to town, who has multiple social interactions that they do not upkeep or will shortly abandon. This is someone who may believe that they're spiritual. They may hide behind a facade of spirituality because they feel it in them and they do not know how to process it in an authentic way. This is giving a little bit of well, it's giving a little bit like Aladdin if Aladdin was more of a womanizer. Due to the hiding behind a facade of value, pretending to be Prince Ali when he's just simply Aladdin. Seeing as this is an animated movie with the Child of Pentacles. Or a fairy tale. But I might have said the Child of Cups for a fairy tale. If you have recently seen any animations that might describe or that might align with the reading I have presented you today, please let me know. We also have the Ten of Swords. Well, and so I think this is suggesting that, at least at the end of this movie, that this person will come to an end. Like, this cycle will come to an end. Whether this person finds himself in trouble and therefore cannot continue this, or they have decided to, or for some reason this cycle is done, it's over. They have been defeated. They have beaten themselves up enough. They have given away. They have absorbed as many toxins as they possibly can. This is very Sagittarius energy. I feel like this absorbs both the negative and positive aspects of Sagittarius. The Sagittarius need to be adventurous in a promiscuous way, which I'm not. It's only bad when you do this to other people who do not want to play the same game. And it does seem like this is a person, because it looks like they are after divine feminines, it sounds like they are making people participate in a game in which they did not agree with. And so this might be the reason why all of that is over. They may have met with a divine feminine that was a little bit too much for them to handle. This is giving me a little bit of someone who has flown too close to the sun. Let's say like that. But what I was saying before, the bodily or mortal urges of Sagittarius combined with the spiritual and connectedness of the Sagittarius soul is highly represented here. This is someone who looks for religion in other people, but they don't look past the flesh. This is someone who looks for beautiful people that are a little bit smart so that they can hurt them. And I think in this movie, this person has run into the wrong person. This is giving me a little bit like as if this person did all this and they ran into, say, like a real vampire. Because I've talked about energy vampires before, but this is if they found themselves in real mortal danger from a demonic entity, like, or something that is just overly powerful. And I want to say, like, maybe we'll pull another card to see a little bit more confirmation about the ending here, the ending of this cycle, this defeat. Maybe this person's just simply really tired, and it wasn't a person that got over on them. We got 3 cards here. So we got the 5 of Swords, which is all about conflict. We have the 4 of Swords, which is all about settlement. And then we have, again, the Ace of Wands. It might be that this person has been like outwitted in a sense they're outwitted by someone. I believe it might be a divine feminine who has not taken their games seriously. With the 5 of Swords indicating conflict, but also an upper hand. Next to the 4 of Swords, all about unsettlement. So this is giving me someone, whether this is the main character or the high feminine. This is someone who is like, you know what? I know enough. I'm over it. I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I'm done with games. I know a game when I see one, if that's the divine feminine talking. It's either divine feminine saying, I know a game when I see one, or it is our main character saying, these games are getting boring. This is someone who's getting like over it, who's over it, who's tired of doing it. Or this is someone or they ran into someone who was tired of experiencing it. And we also have the Child of Wands on the bottom of the deck. suggesting that kind of a this gives me like a creative sense. This is someone who's taking little steps, maybe. For some reason, it's giving me little steps, like first steps, baby's first steps. This is someone who is becoming new. This is, especially with the 10 of Swords, this is giving me like, okay, I've been defeated. Let's get up and try something else. This is giving me very Phoenix energy. This is very much, okay, I rise again. This is very resurrection. This is someone who, maybe at the end of this movie they do develop some optimism, some drive, some real drive. Or they're ready to start the same bullshit over again, but no. Well, I think that might be all I have for you today. I think the moral of the story is like, don't play with people. People aren't toys. If you want a toy, you can always order one off of the internet. I was gonna say Amazon, but maybe try Etsy. You know? Or go to a shop, I'm not sure. Go to a store, go to the mall. Maybe you should find your entertainment in some inanimate objects while you get through this little moment in time. If you are someone who is experiencing someone like our main character, if you are a divine feminine, my only advice, or what moral I would take from this, is to leave people alone. When they start acting weird, leave them alone. They're acting weird. Unless you want weirdness in your life, then if that's true and it resonates with you on a deeper level, then I say go for all the weirdness that you can find. But only you can determine which areas in your life you want to be weird. If you like to struggle in relationships, or like the instability, the confusion, and the drama of it, then I say go for it. If you're not into it, then I say when things start getting weird, you leave them alone. When things start getting confusion, when things start using the move confusion, when people start using the move confusion, you flee the battle. You know, you teleport out of there. Someone using confusion, you teleport. Get out, outie. Unless you want that, I'm not gonna judge you, at least not out loud. If you are addicted to other people and you need drama in your life, I suggest maybe picking up a soap opera. You know, let other people enact the drama. There's plenty of exploitative, what are they called? Reality TV shows that you could watch as well. You could wear a name tag that says, I'm full of confusion and will only leave you confused, so that people understand who you are and what you and know what it is that you're going to give them. You know, some proper advertisement, if you will. Yeah. You do not have a right to anyone's time, space, or energy, and no one has a right to yours. All right? Be happy, have fun, don't interrupt anyone else's happiness or fun. This is just advice from me. Take it if you want it, leave it if you don't. This is only for people who are tired of dealing with things that I have described. If you are someone who promotes what I describe, you're just gonna have, if you stick to watching these videos, you're gonna hear a lot of me saying, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me in the comments. You know? If you're someone who's like, I love using people and leaving them confused and never giving any type of closure or clarification, then I was gonna say leave it in the comments, but don't do that. Don't do that. Or do it. See what happens. Alright, with all the noise in the background, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yes, enjoy the weather. If it's springtime when you're watching this, enjoy the spring. It'll be summer and hot as balls before you know it. Alright, bye guys.